Scott Horn, founder of the Benefit Link, and today we're going to talk about why I should not choose a Medicare Advantage plan. We have people ask that all the time. Why shouldn't I choose a Medicare Advantage plan? Well, number one, let's just go over a few things. First and foremost, you have a limited network. And this is a very misconceived little topic because people will say, well, my doctor is on the network and so I'm comfortable with that. What they don't understand is that although you are locked into it for a year, your doctor is not. And so he can be on the network today and 4 months later, he cannot be in the network. Second of all, even if your doctor is in the network and you're just going every 3 months to maybe get your prescription filled, or possibly you're going once a year for an annual checkup, you really have no health issues whatsoever, suddenly something changes and now maybe you're having to see a specialist, or you're starting to have some problems with joints, and maybe they've now diagnosed you with rheumatoid arthritis and you need to see a rheumatologist, or there's something suspicious on a scan and they want you to see an oncologist, or you're possibly having a little bit of joint pain or difficulty in your knees or your back and your hips, and there's a possible discussion about a knee replacement or a hip replacement or a shoulder replacement. And now your primary doctor is not going to handle that and they want you to see a specialist. That is when it becomes very trying, when A, you have to possibly wait a long time because there are referrals. That's another reason why. And B, because you have a limited amount of doctors or specialists that you're able to see. We had a situation where we had somebody wait for 8 weeks to see a specialist because they had been diagnosed with lymphoma cancer. Here's the thing that happened to her. Not only did she have to wait 8 weeks, the only specialist, was one. She didn't have a selection of specialists. She had one. There weren't very many options, and so that's the option she picked. The other problem was the one specialist was 55 miles away. These are things that people don't realize are important, because the one thing you don't want to do is have a health condition and now you're having to go on a regular basis. Maybe you had some kind of a joint replacement and now your specialist is an hour away or 30 minutes away or 45 minutes away, and you're having to do physical therapy 4 and 5 days a week. All these things are things that you want to consider. Another reason is that travel. Now, I don't know about you, but my husband and I, we love to travel. And I know it's been very limited for people the last couple of years, but guess what? Travel's opening up again, and that's great news. It was for us. But guess what? If you're somebody who possibly likes to cruise, or we have a lot of seniors who have multiple homes. They'll have a summer home and they have a winter home, and they stay part of the time in the summer in this place where it's not as cold, or maybe up where it's a little bit cooler when it's hot where you are. That's a problem because you're limited in your travel as far as your network, and you're definitely limited as far as no coverage for foreign travel. So these are all things that people need to consider as far as why it's not a good idea to go with the Medicare Advantage plan. Here's something I think tops it all. First of all, you have excessive copays once you do have something come up. There are copays to go to the doctor. There are copays to go to the hospital. There are copays for the emergency room. There are copays for physical therapy. And again, when you're healthy and you're going to the doctor every 3 months, it's not a big deal to pay a $20 copay or a $10 copay. But let me put it this way. If you're all of a sudden finding out, oh, having some trouble, and can we check out my knees? And now you're having a MRI to see if it's bone on bone, and next thing you know, you're having to have a copay for that, and you have a large bill for that, and then now there's physical therapy, and you're paying $45 a time for a specialist 4 times a week, and suddenly that's an extra $700 or $800 a month. These copays add up. And then finally, this is to me the number one reason out of everything why you do not want a Medicare Advantage plan. When my mom turned 65, She said, Diana, I'm going to give you a little bit of wisdom for what you do. Kind of made me giggle, considering this is what I've been doing forever. And now my mom was turning 65 and becoming an expert, but you know, moms know best. She said, there is one thing once you turn 65, and I can promise you, everybody that is my age is going to say the same thing. I'm like, what is that, Mother? She said, this is going to help you with your business. I said, what? She goes, learn that we do not like change. And you know, I found the older I get that that's a pretty common thing, is change is not comfortable. But let me just say this, the only thing that is consistent with a Medicare Advantage plan is change. The doctors change, the networks change, the hospitals change, the guidelines change, the rules change, the regulations change. People are very uncomfortable when it doesn't stay consistent with what they know, because pretty soon you're not sure what's going on. And the other thing is, as far as change, just speaking of change, you can get in a Medicare Advantage plan and then find out, oh, my doctor's not in the network, my hospital doesn't take this anymore, or you know, this procedure isn't being covered, or I just was out a lot of money, I want to change insurance. And now you find out you can't change because due to your health, you're locked in to where you are. So between changing constantly and then possibly getting stuck where you can't change, those are two really important things. So here is my recommendation. If you're in a situation where any of these things kind of hit home, or possibly you're in between trying to make a decision right now what you want, and you possibly considered a Medicare Advantage plan and you would like a little bit more information, please call the number at the bottom of your screen and know that we are here to help you. We're licensed advocates and we care about what is important to you. And there is nothing more important than your good health. God bless you and have a great day.